Hello BookTube, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth and this video is going to be all about cozy mysteries. I'm going to wrap up what I read for the Save Our Cozies readathon that was July 16th. I'm going to do my prize unboxing of the exciting prize that I won from the Save Our Cozies readathon. I'm going to tell you about a new first in series Cozy Mysteries book club that is being hosted by Di on our Mystery Madness Goodreads group, and I am going to do my Cozy Mystery book haul for July. So stay tuned. Everything's coming up, cozies. Now, the Save Our Cozies readathon was a 24-hour readathon that was on Saturday, July 16th. Now, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that my sister and her son and his wife and their 2 kids were here that week. They arrived on Friday. I originally thought they were going to get here on Saturday, but they arrived on Friday. But that particular day of the readathon, Charla stayed home from Disney and helped me finish my curtains. Well, actually, she finished my curtains. We forgot to mention it. When I was doing the video with my sister, we forgot to mention the backdrop, which that we were filming in front of, were some curtains that I started making, I don't know, I want to say probably 8 or 10 years ago, and I hung them up and they were unfinished and unhemmed, and I couldn't figure out whether to line them or it's too long to go into, but they were just a mess and I needed help. So my sister came to the rescue. She brought her sewing machine and bless her heart, she finished my curtains for me. So the video where we did our book recommendations with my sister was in front of the curtains that she rescued me from and finished them for me, and they look wonderful. So I forgot to thank her in that video, and so I'm doing it now. But that particular day of the readathon, I just couldn't do a lot of reading. In my TBR, I had said I would try to read at least a little bit of Dropped Dead Stitch by Maggie Sefton and possibly Aunt Dimity Beats the Devil by Nancy Atherton. Well, I did not and have not yet read Aunt Dimity Beats the Devil by Nancy Atherton, but I only read a few pages in Dropped Dead Stitch on the day of the readathon, but I did finish this pretty soon after. I continued to read it during Booktubeathon, and I don't remember if I finished it before Booktubeathon was over or even a couple of days after. But I did finish this book. It was great to get back into this series. This is book 9 in the Kelly Flynn Knitting Mystery series by Maggie Sefton, and I have really enjoyed it. Now, I did say in my Goodreads review that Kelly Flynn, the main character, has gone through some changes. Now, it had been a couple years since I read the previous book to this in the series, and that was called Feliz Navidad, and I'm pretty sure that Kelly was only just starting to date her boyfriend, and they were still kind of deciding if they were going to date, and then in this next book they're living together. That's kind of fast for me. I don't know how much time was supposed to have taken in between those 2 books, but that was kind of interesting that just like happened. And maybe I've got it wrong. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. But, you know, I'm not a fan of living together before you get married anyway. So, you know, I know I'm old school. Anyway, so that was different. And then it seemed like she was swearing a little more in this book than she had previously. I mean, there's always been a little bit, but it seemed like in this book it was more prevalent than I had remembered. So this book wasn't my favorite in the series. I still love the series and I will definitely continue reading it, but Kelly seems to have changed a little bit in from the last book to this one. Another cozy mystery that I listened to during the month of July, and that is Wedding Cake Murder by Joanne Fluke. And I am happy to say I am now caught up completely again with the Hannah Swenson Murder She Baked mysteries by Joanne Fluke. For the last several years, she's been putting out one a year, and they come out in February. So I am just now getting to this book, which came out in February of 2016. I really enjoyed it. By the title, you will probably guess that there's going to be a wedding in this book. And if you followed the series at all, you know that the main character, Hannah Swenson, throughout the entire series has been in a love triangle of sorts. She's been dating 2 different men. They're all friends. No one is exclusive. And so that has been, and they've all been fine with that. So I was really curious to see if there was actually going to be a wedding in this book and who for sure was going to be getting married. So I was very excited to read that. Now, as mysteries go, it was interesting, but really there wasn't much of a mystery until halfway through the book. The first half of the book is really just about Hannah and her sister taking part in a Food Channel dessert bake-off, and it's being televised, and there's several rounds of it, and there's several contestants, and so that part was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. So when I was almost getting to halfway through the story, I thought, wait a minute, this is supposed to be a murder mystery. When is the murder going to happen? Well, so then it finally did happen, and I don't have a problem with that at all, because really by the 19th book in a series, you're really just interested in the characters and how things are going for them, and especially with this one, when there's a wedding that's coming up, you are really just kind of interested in that progression. It really would have been fine with me if Hannah didn't have to face a murder mystery in the middle of planning a wedding. So, you know, I would have been okay with that. But, of course, this is a murder mystery series. You have to have a murder in there somewhere. This is just a really good series. Now, one of my favorite characters is Hannah's mother, and she was not really in this book. They referred to her a couple of times. She really didn't have much to do in this book, and I missed her. She's a great character, and she's a character. But it was a great book. I enjoyed it. I'm glad I'm caught up with the series again, and I would definitely recommend it. If you are interested in reading the series, then you should start with the Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder, and this is the first one in the series. It introduces all the characters except for Hannah's youngest sister. She doesn't come into play until the second or third book. But it's a great book. It's a lot of fun, and these books are full of recipes. So if you want to try out Cozy Mysteries, I definitely recommend this series as a place to start. Alright, so those are the Cozy Mysteries that I read in the month of July. So now I have an unboxing. I was very excited to be one of the recipients of one of the many giveaways for the Save Our Cozies Readathon. And I've already opened this, but I put everything back in the box so that I could unbox it here on camera. I knew that I had won some vintage or gently used cozies. And this one is the oldest one, and it looks really cool. It's by Dorothy L. Sayers, called Gaudy Night. It features Lord Peter Wimsey, which I've never read any of these books, but I've heard of them, and so I am excited to get this. I don't know when I'll get to it to read it, but I'm excited to have it. I also got a very nice copy of The Grilling Season by Diane Mott Davidson. You know, I have looked at this series before. I haven't really collected any of them. I've had a couple in my possession, like that I got free from the library and stuff. And now that I have this one, I probably will give it a second look, because they're all food related, and I think this, so I think they would be really good. And then I got A Quiche Before Dying by Jill Churchill. This is a Jane Jeffrey mystery. I have one other Jill Churchill book from a different series, so she's one that I have heard people talk about, but I've not read any of her books, so I'm excited to get this. Then I got one hardback book. This is a Victorian mystery called Mrs. Jeffries Learns the Trade by Emily Brightwell, and this is a very nice hardback book in beautiful condition. I've never heard of this series or this author, but I am excited to have it. And then the last item is a bag, and I believe everyone who got a prize from the Save Our Cozies Readathon got the Save Our Cozies bag. It's got some, it's got a letter in it and a bookmark, and then this was the Save Our Cozies Readathon logo. It says, "Please don't take my cozies, Save Our Cozies Readathon 2016," and the bag is made by Ensign Peak. And it's a very nice canvas bag to put your books in, and I am excited to have it. And the wonderful books that I received in my Save Our Cozies Readathon giveaway were donated by Joan Silvestro of Book Trader of Hamilton, an independent used and new bookshop. Thank you, Save Our Cozies Readathon. I'm so excited to be a prize winner. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get my video done, but thank you for the readathon. It was awesome. Now, if you did not get to participate in the Save Our Cozies Readathon, there has been talk of perhaps having an annual Cozy Readathon event. There were some awesome challenges. The organizers of this event just did an amazing job. It was a 24-hour readathon, and every hour on Goodreads there was a different challenge involving some sort of puzzle or quiz or something you had to do or something you had to upload, and it was just so much fun. I did several of those. It was just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I hope that we can do this again. It was a lot of fun. So the bookmark that was in my bag is a promo for a mystery book called Three May Keep a Secret by Susan Van Kirk. And I was just reading about it, and this sounds really good. The main character is a retired teacher. So, you know, if you watch the video with my sister, she's a retired teacher, and we talked a little bit about that because there's another mystery series by Olivia J. Washburn that is about retired teachers. So I'm definitely going to look up this book because I'm excited to find another book about a retired school teacher. I also want to tell you about a new book club that is being hosted by Di from Disis19 Hearts. I said her channel name backwards in the last time I mentioned it, and I apologize for that. But I will link her channel down below, and also the Goodreads group that we are using. We're going to be using the Mystery Madness Goodreads group that we started for March Mystery Madness. Di has been added as one of the moderators to the group, and she's already set up discussion threads for 2 books for this month. Now, the first in series Cozy Mysteries book club is going to feature 2 different Cozy Mystery series each month. She's drawing the books out of a jar, and each month she will pick 2 books that are the first in their series of Cozy Mysteries. So the 2 mysteries that she drew out for this month are Homicide in Hardcover by Kate Carlisle, and this is the one that I'm going to be reading. And then she also drew out It Takes a Witch, which is by Heather Blake, and that is the first book in the Wishcraft mystery series. So those are the 2 books that she will be reading and discussing for August. And if you have not joined our Mystery Madness Goodreads group, please go there now and join up, and you can take part in the discussions. If you have already read these books in the past and you want to join in on the discussions, that'd be great. If you want to read one or both of these books this month and join in, then we would love to have you. Di is the host, and so she's going to be the one who is picking the books, but she did say on her announcement video, which I'll link down below, if you have any Cozy Mystery series that you want to suggest or that you're interested in trying out, to let her know, because she will be drawing around the 15th of each month so that people have time to find the book and get it before the next month starts. So that is an exciting new book club that is starting up, and I'm really happy that she is going to be using our Mr. Madness Goodreads group, because that group really needs some more activity. I used it recently for a Night Circus read-along, which is not really a mystery, I know, but we just needed a place to discuss it, and I'm just really excited that now we're going to have some regular discussions on the Mystery Madness group. Alright, so now on to my book haul. I mentioned the Homicide in Hardcover by Kate Carlisle. I had to make a trip over to our used bookstore and pick this up because I wanted to own my own copy. I only had book 5, and then at another book sale during the month I found another one from that same series. This is the Bibliophile mystery series, A Cookbook Conspiracy. I found another Aunt Dimity book that I didn't have. This is Aunt Dimity and the Next of Kin. This one I actually got at Goodwill, but I was excited to find it. This is the first in the Coffee House mystery series by Cleo Coyle. This is called On What Grounds? And then I think at the used bookstore I found this one, another one of the series called Roast Mortem. And I just recently found this at a library bookstore, Town in a Lobster Stew by B.B. Haywood. This is a Candy Holiday mystery story, and I only have the first one of these so far, and this is the second one. And I found another Cat in the Stacks mystery. This is Classified as Murder by Miranda James. Here's a couple that I had not heard of before. This was called Plotting at the PTA by Laura Alden. I was a PTA treasurer for several years, and there's a lot of drama involved in PTA. So this looked really fun, and I couldn't resist picking it up. And then Quilt or Innocence by Elizabeth Craig. Someone gave me this at our library book sale and wrote on it, Elizabeth, Oklahoma Mystery. So let me uncover it here. It's called Nightwalker by Jean Hager, and it does say an Oklahoma mystery. And you guys know I'm from Oklahoma originally, so somebody at our library remembered that, and they set this one aside for me. This one I think I got from my friend who is a flea market bookseller, and I had taken her some of the free books that I got, and she gave me a few books in return. This was from her clearance bin. This is Agatha Christie called The Big Four. This is a Hercule Poirot mystery. I've read a couple of the Hercule Poirot mysteries in the past, so I thought this one would be fun to have. And then I keep going back and forth about whether to read this series or not. I have had a couple of these in my possession. This one was given to me. This is by Leslie Meyer, New Year's Eve Murder. And the reason I haven't really decided to start it is because all the ones I seem to come in contact with are farther down in the series, and I can't seem to find any of the beginning ones. So I'll probably hang on to this for a while. I think these Leslie Meyer mysteries are some of the very early Cozies that came out really before Cozies was a thing. And so I am interested in them. I just have not read any of them yet. Another series I'm having a hard time finding the first few of is the Molly Master series by Leslie O'Kane. This is called The Cold Hard Facts, and I think this is book 3. I have not been able to find the first 2 books, but I have books like 5, 6, and 7, because they also involve things that have to do with PTA and school board and things like that. So I'm very interested in this series. I'm assuming that the setting is a school situation. So I'm definitely interested in reading these, and I would love to find the first 2 so that I can start the series at the beginning. And then the last one is not really cozy and not really classified as a mystery, but as I was reading the synopsis, it kind of fit more with this haul because it does look very mysterious because there is a mystery involved in it. But I've heard this all over BookTube. I've heard it's great. This is The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, and I definitely want to read it. I noticed on Goodreads that this is a translated book, and on one of the reading challenges that I'm doing this year, there is a challenge to read a translated book. So I will probably pick this one up for that because I've heard great things about it. So I filmed the earlier part of this video a few days ago, and then yesterday I went to a very large library book sale. It was day 3 of the sale, and it was fill a box for $5. So part of what I got in my box was 5 cozy mysteries, and I want to show them to you while I'm doing this Cozy Mysteries book haul. I got Murder in Volume and By Hook or By Book. These are by D.R. Meredith, and they are books 1 and 2 of the Megan Clark mystery series. I already had books 3 and 4 of this series, so I'm very happy to find books 1 and 2. And this series is about a mysteries book club. So I'm going to suggest this first book, Murder in Volume, to Di, to maybe put in the jar for our first in series Cozy Mysteries book club. I got another Jill Churchill book, In the Still of the Night, and this is from the Grace and Favor series. And I got a Monica Ferris Needlecraft mystery in hardcover, Buttons and Bones. I've really been collecting this series in paperback, but when it's a fill-a-box situation, and I didn't have this one, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. Then on the way home, I stopped by a smaller library that usually has a few books for sale, and I found a Laura Childs tea shop mystery that I did not have called Blood Orange Brewing, and it's book 7 in this series. That's all I have for my Cozy Mystery / Mysteries book haul. Please be sure to join the Goodreads group and join up in the first in series Cozy Mystery Book Club. Stay tuned to my channel for more news about Cozy Mysteries because I love Cozy Mysteries, and I will be reading some more very soon. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.